Hello all, this is a video on ultra cold neutral plasma, which I think is the coolest state of matter. I am Agrima Agarwal, a fourth year student of ISER Mohali. But first of all, let's just quickly understand what a plasma is. We have been taught that there are three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. But did you know that there is also a fourth state of matter known as plasma? It is in fact consisting of 99.9% of our visible universe. So let's see what an atom is. Like we all know, right? That atom consists of a nucleus and it has electrons revolving around it. But what happens if we heat it up? First, there will be a state change from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, and if we still keep heating it, then a very fascinating phenomena will occur. There will be a split of the atom into ions and free electrons. So, what's so cool about this ultra cold plasma? Okay, so first let's see what a thermal plasma is. In normal cases, there are electrons and ions which are at the same temperature. So we can say that they are in thermal equilibrium. But in case of non-thermal or ultra cold plasma, the ions are very cold, but the electrons are very hot, and still they are residing in the same area. This is because they are not in thermal equilibrium. So let's see how to create an ultra cold plasma. First of all, we have a gas of atoms and then we use laser cooling technology to cool it. How does it work? This technology will use the momentum of laser photons to slow down the atoms of gas and therefore reduce their kinetic energy to cool them. Now, what will happen to this ultra cold atoms of gas is first they are trapped inside a magneto-optical trap and then they are allowed to expand so that their density decreases. Now that we have this cloud of ultra cold neutral atoms, a short pulse from a low intensity narrow bandwidth laser is impinged on this, and then that will produce ultra cold plasma. So let's talk about strong coupling. This is a phenomena which is prominently seen in ultra cold neutral plasma, but it is not seen in conventional ones. Here the mean potential energy will be highly greater than the kinetic energy. So to describe this strong coupling, we can introduce a Coulomb coupling parameter, gamma, which is a ratio of interaction energy and the thermal energy. So in case of conventional plasma, we see that gamma is less than 1. In fact, very less than 1. This is because the thermal energy in conventional plasma is highly greater than the interaction energy. And this is because of the uncorrelated movements of the particles. In case of ultra cold, the gamma factor is highly greater than 1. This is because of the correlated movements of particles. Now in this figure, we can see that there is a distribution of gamma with respect to density and temperature. This covers almost the entire physical body seen in the universe. The ultra cold region lies here, where the density is quite large but the temperature is very low. Now let's see what is disorder induced heating. As our system tries to reach equilibrium, there are spatial correlations which are developed in this process. And now these spatial correlations have a time scale of 1 by omega p, where omega p is the plasma oscillation frequency. So these spatial correlations will lead to the conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy, and this will eventually heat up the system. This heating up will lead to electrons having a gamma factor of 0.2 and ions having a gamma factor of around 3. This kind of disorder-induced heating has been observed experimentally using the Doppler broadening of the absorption spectra. Disorder-induced heating was just the beginning. Let's see what happens to the ions and electrons as they try to reach equilibrium. In case of ions, the kinetic energy shows oscillatory behavior, and this can be attributed to the two-particle distribution function F2. In the earlier case of conventional plasma, we used F1, which was the single particle distribution function. What happens is, in the strongly coupled regime, the time scale of F2 becomes comparable to F1. And that is why we see a different kind of behavior in the strongly coupled regime in which the ultra cold plasma is situated. We can also imagine that ions are in potential wells like this one here. And during disorder induced heating, the ions will roll down and then they will oscillate and then they will be damped to reach this point. After equilibrium is achieved, we want to calculate the temperature of ions, and this can only be done if we assume that there was initially complete disorder. So this gave the temperature of ion to be this. Here, U can be estimated using simulation of particles in a Yukawa potential. So let's look at the different time scales over which electrons and ions equilibrate. So first of all, electrons will equilibrate up to order of 10 nanoseconds. Then ions will equilibrate up to order of 1 microseconds, and after this the plasma will begin to expand with 100 microsecond order. Having seen the dynamics of ions, let's move on to the dynamics of electrons. So first of all, electrons have a very low kinetic energy, and as the plasma expands, there will be 3 body collisions, as we can see here in this picture. 2 electrons and an ion will collide to form an excited Rydberg ion and a fast moving electron. So this 3-body collision, TBR, is the fastest process occurring in the plasma. It has a very fast rate of 1 by Te to the power 9 by 2, where Te is the temperature of electron. So an interesting thing is that similar kind of dynamics is followed by laser cooled atoms. This kind of thing was found only when we studied the ultra cold plasma. So how to probe the temperature of electrons? If we apply an RF radio frequency pulse to the plasma, we see that there are Tonks-Datner resonances evolved in the system, and this is due to the modified dispersion relation of electron-plasma oscillations. So if we try a simulation-based approach, then we see that a complete description of the dynamics of strongly coupled plasma is difficult, as it involves calculation for each particle in a very small time integration step. So this problem has been resolved by looking at the similar system on a much larger length scale. The computational methods for astrophysical systems have proven to give excellent results in case of early dynamics of electrons. But again, the problem is that it also fails when the plasma starts to expand. So a solution to this problem is to treat ions to be in a fluid background of electrons. And it shows that adiabatic cooling is associated with the expansion of plasma. So now let's conclude. Ultra-cold plasma has wide-ranging applications. One of them is to increase the beam brightness of pulsed electron source by using ultra-cold electrons as the seed. So there are many hot topics of research in ultra-cold plasma. Some of them are damping in kinetic energy oscillations. Then there can be new methods to be developed for confinement of ions. The strongly coupled regime is not entirely explored yet, and ion electron thermalization at the boundary of this strongly coupled regime is also a very hot topic. So ultra-cold plasma has promising answers to many unexplained phenomena in extreme conditions of nature. So that's all. This was a video that I recorded to go along with my term paper on ultra-cold neutral plasma that I had to present in the course 402 solid state. I would also like to thank Dr. Gautam Sheet sir, our professor, for his kind guidance.